Okay, tablet boy.
What's he pull out of? Tricks and tricks.
It's an alligator porcupine.
This guy's cool. This guy is so cool that a lot of people are getting him as pets. And they are unique. This here is an African pygmy hedgehog. He's a small guy. He's not big like the European hedgehogs. He's really cool. People love them. They're actually affectionate. They actually learn and get used to us and like being held. But they don't want to be dropped. They don't want to be shaky. So when I bring them around, I'm going to hold them. If you'd like to, I'd like you to touch him. What do you think? I suggest you go slowly. Because he's not a porcupine. He's not related to porcupine. But he has these spikes. And these spikes are made out of the same material your fingernails made out of. But his is a little different. They're very sharp. So when you touch them, you can touch them slowly. Oh, did you see that shutter? Did you see that shutter? You know what that shutter's for? When a predator is trying to attack him, on top of being protected by his spikes when he's folded up, he actually has that shutter that will actually drive the spikes further into the predator.
Get the spider out?
Okay, but if you go slowly, you can actually touch him just fine. Are those cool or what?
Was he really fast, like Sonic?
He's not real fast. He's quick. He is. When this guy here, guys, I don't know if you know this word. This guy's nocturnal. You know what that means? What's that mean?
He comes out at night.
He comes out at night. And when it's time for him to come out at night and look for food, they're very loud. They stomp. They snort. They kind of hiss. Very loud creatures. It's amazing they can find anything.
Yeah.
But as far as quick, they're not really too quick. You start one, and you'll see it scurry, but it's not even as fast as a chipmunk. Once again, guys, what do you think? Are those pretty big brown eyes? Look at that. Yeah, he does. He's got a very sensitive nose. You see my big nose? I can't smell that well. This guy here, he can smell a worm in several inches of dirt. And he's going to eat it, unlike you and I.
Don't eat that.
What do you think? Pretty cool, Johnny? Yeah? Huh? Now, if you put your whole hand on slowly, you go backwards. You can feel them, they're actually laying down.
What?
Excuse me?
They're cute.
It is. And they're very cool. This guy, his name is really appropriate because he snorts so much. I don't know if you've heard of him. His name is Snort. Snort the hedgehog. What do you think, guys? Are those pretty brown eyes or what? And see that belly? So cute. You feel in that belly. You don't feel any spikes there, do you? You know why? Because when this guy gets startled, when he feels belly, when this guy gets startled, what he's going to do is he's going to roll up into a ball. And he doesn't have to have spikes on his belly to protect him. All the spikes are on the outside.
How does he roll up into a ball?
He just curls up. And you know what? It's really cool because he's so content and happy being here. You guys are so cooperative. He's actually coming out. He normally is asleep right now. So he's very comfortable with you guys. You guys are very, very cooperative. This is a great time. Is his name? Is Snort. He's from Africa. He's an African pygmy hedgehog. And this is about as big as he'll get.
What's the spider?
The spider? The spider is from Mexico. Southwestern United
We're
States.
close to Mexico.
Arizona. Well, we're not, right here we're not too close. He didn't just climb over here. He actually was brought here. Somebody had him as a pet, didn't know what to do with him, so donated him to our program.
Where did you get the big snake?
The big snake. The big snake was actually given to us by somebody who didn't know what they were doing with him. First of all, the guy thought that it was a girl, and he thought it was a nice pet snake. But pythons have a tendency to be very, very nippy. And so he didn't know what to do with him, so he donated him to us. So we have him in our program. We bring him to schools, just like we bring Snort. We come to houses, Boy Scout functions. What do you think? Is it exciting?
Yeah, he is also cute.
Isn't he? He is so cute. Look at those big brown eyes.
He looks like a tiny puppy.
He does. He does. And he's pretty. He becomes affectionate after he gets used to it. Okay, well.
Thank you.
Once again, guys, this is Snort. What is he? Hedgehog. And where's he from again, Johnny? Africa. Say goodbye.
Now your hair is all.
Jen, watch the spider behind you.
Facebook version.
Oh,
wait, I don't have escape route.
Well, you're close. He's not exactly a snapping turtle. He's a little bit different than a snapping turtle. He's an alligator snapping turtle. Feel that slimy hand? You know what that's from? That slimy shell. Well, he's going to try to. He's going to try to, but I'm going to answer that question in a second. That slimy turtle shell blends in. It camouflages so well to the bottom of the river, bottom of the lake where he lives. He comes from southern United States, and all he does is sit in the water. And he'll sit with his mouth open. He'll sit with his mouth open. You see what he's doing right now with his back up? That's extra protection. Not does he just have the hard shell, but if a predator goes from him, he'll actually jack up the back, and the predator will actually touch the jagged edges of the shell. It's extra protection. He's incredible, and he's so important in his environment. He doesn't make any noise, but guess what? When he snaps, when he actually gets something to stick their mouth in there, see in his mouth? There's a little worm. You see it move? You see that little worm move? You know what that's called? His fishing lure. Okay? What he does is he moves that fishing lure around. He attracts fish and frogs and turtles.
Does he bite people?
He does. If you go near that
turtle's
mouth.
way bigger than Nicky's turtles back there.
You think so?
He bites it on the neck inside next to it.
If you watch just for a moment, the appendage will move. And it attracts a fish or a frog or a turtle to go in the mouth. And then what does a snapping turtle do? Snap shut. When a snapping turtle bites something, it doesn't let go until it gets it. So that's something we don't go near. This is not a good pet at all. This is a baby. This pet, turtle, will get this big. This is the largest freshwater turtle in the world. He'll be 200 to 300 pounds. And all he'll try to do, you see that little lure in there move? He's trying to get something to actually go in that mouth, snap shut, and catch lunch. See that little worm move? Yeah? I'll tell you what, he has about the 5th strongest bite on the planet. It will hurt tremendously. This guy here, even this little 2-year-old baby, would take a finger off. He's so powerful. Plus, the way his mouth is shaped, it's actually made to tear. Now if you'd like, you can touch the back of this guy and get a feeling of the snapping turtle shell and tail. That's hard, right? He has one with the thing. You're not going to put that side, right? This side, right? Alright, see how we're being safe. These guys are very closely related to dinosaurs. Just do me a favor.
Sophia,
Make sure you
touch
keep her hands clean out of her mouth.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that's always a precaution.
Sophia, touch it. Sophia, touch it.
What is that card? Ah!
What is it?
Bet you Lexi won't touch it.
A daddy one looked like about this big. And he looks like a big rock. He's so well camouflaged in the bottom of the lake.
Are you kidding me?
Isn't that big?
He's slimy. He's always in the water. This guy's always in the water.
Do you keep him in water?
Yes, he has his own pool. He has his own pool. And when I have to take him to a program, I have to actually get him out of there. I have to be real careful because he's not my friend. He's not a loyal dog. He's a very important part of our world. He's a great recycler. Do you know what a recycler is, Johnny? Does anybody know what we recycle?
Recycle?
Cans, bottles, paper, right? We separate them from garbage so we can reuse them. This guy here, he reuses everything. He eats it, and then everything has to go potty afterwards, and he goes to the bathroom and it goes back into our world. It goes into the ground, it gets recycled. This is one of the best recyclers we have. What do you think? Tremendously.
And why does he have a brown tongue?
Why does he have a brown tongue? It's camouflage. Even his eyes have little camouflage appendages hanging off. He blends in real well at the bottom of the lake, river, where he is. He sits there and he waits for food to go in his mouth. He lures food in with that fishing lure. God bless you, Johnny. He lures food in with that fishing lure, that little worm. Okay? He lures it in there. As soon as something goes in there, he snaps shut and he has lunch. And that's what he does. Now this guy isn't, his favorite food, other turtles. Frogs. Now this guy here, obviously, this isn't a good pet, is it?
Give him a carrot.
This isn't a good pet, right? He'll get so big, he'll be huge, 200 to 300 pounds. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you a good pet turtle, okay?
Is he gonna eat that tomato? Go wash your hands.
No, I like that tomato frog. We actually feed him ourselves. We don't let him go fend for himself and find food. He doesn't, because he's waiting to feed himself.
What is that?
You get a pie with your mouth open,
And this guy here,
I could deal with
this
this.
guy here is a great pet turtle. This guy here,
Right here.
box turtle. Box turtle. Nice job, Ted.
But I don't want to be common.
This guy's a box turtle. And what the reason why he gets his common name box turtle, it's really cool.
Oh yeah,
When he gets scared,
He goes into a shell.
when he gets scared, when he thinks he's being attacked, he doesn't just go in, he closes it like a box. Look at that. And this guy here, he's a famous turtle. His name is Hackensack. We call him Hack. He actually was crossing the highway, Route 46 in Hackensack, New Jersey, with another turtle that escaped from somebody's yard. We call her Crush because she got hit by a car. And she got hit so bad, they couldn't fix her shell. So Crush can't close her shell up like this, so we can't let her out. She can't go free. But it's really cool because Hack and Crush have been together so long now. Tuesday mornings, Hack eats 6 strawberries. But he won't eat them, and you know when sometimes your mom cuts up your food? He won't eat them whole. He doesn't eat them if we cut them up. But Crush comes over and she stomps all over the strawberries and mushes them up, then he eats them.
True love.
What's that?
Did you hear that?
He eats a lot of plants, but he doesn't eat just leaves. He's a box turtle, and he's so cool. He's got a tiny
So
little
he
tail.
also eats food too.
What's that?
Yeah, no kidding. He's awful things.
He doesn't just eat the leaves, he'll actually eat some of the stems. Would you like to hold him, sweetheart? You sure?
Right, so you're such a wimp.
Okay, here we go. Now, you know what's so incredible about this shell? If this guy is in the woods and there's a fire, a turtle isn't real fast. He can't outrun the fire. You know what this guy will do? He'll actually close up in his shell, let the fire burn over him, and then he'll come out afterwards. He is so cool in survival. Pretty impressive.
Like get fire on a shell.
His shell is very durable. His shell is so durable that it can endure some of the fire. It's very strong, and it actually grows with him. It doesn't get too small, and he doesn't climb out of it. It grows with him, and it actually peels. You'll see the scutes actually peel off when he grows, kind of like a snake shedding. So what happens is, it grows with him, kind of like fingernails, and he can actually feel me petting him through his shell. Want to hold him, sir?
Oh, Thomas. Thomas, you and your sister are such a wimps.
Good job, Dan.
Hey, man. Danny is John.
Remember what kind of turtle he is?
A
Eastern?
box turtle.
Eastern box turtle. A great pet turtle, but guess what?
Mr.
In
Box.
New Jersey, they're starting to get concerned about how many there are left. So you can't take them out of the woods. But what you can do, you can actually find a breeder. It's a great pet turtle, long lived. This guy here is 18 years old. He'll live to be about 80 because we'll take such good care of him.
Thomas, you come to our house, we can go by the creek and probably find something.
Evan, you want to try to hold him?
He has to learn to be patient.
You sure,
so
Nick?
much.
He's fine.
Yeah, Nicky, he's fine. You have 2 pet turtles. If they bite, Nicky, you have 2 pet turtles. Is there any Does he bite? No.
You're sitting.
Tell him
And that's normal. That's what he does when he gets started. He's got strong nails, right? What do you think those nails are for? Digging. Digging.
Does he bite? Does he bite?
He doesn't. He's never bitten anybody. He really. He's
It was the first time.
It's always the first time. But this guy is so cool. He's so incredible, and he's so content and happy. He is probably the best turtle I've ever seen in my life. He's so cool. And his name is Hackensack.
Oh, that was when Thomas was born in New Jersey.
Right, he was born in Hackensack. Now we're going to say goodbye to Hackensack. Somebody kept asking about an alligator.
Where were you born, John?
Do you want to see an alligator? Shout out. All right. We're going to put this guy away. You know what? Alligators will eat turtles. We're going to put him away, okay?
Hey, Danny, how'd you know he was born in Hackensack? Who told you?
Hackensack Hospital, so was I.
Thomas, you come to our house, we'll find the T-neck. We'll find T-neck turtles.
You guys know what alligators eat, right?
People.
Misbehaving children.
He keeps this one under lock and key. We got some electrical tape in the
His
shed,
mouth
right?
is closed because nobody, he can't bite nobody.
That's a brilliant observation. This guy's mouth is taped shut. You know why? Because if you stand up and you fall into me, and I have his mouth untaped and it's open, we could have an accident. So I do tape his mouth. Be very careful. This guy here is incredibly powerful. And where he comes from, his title, you know how sometimes dads say, I'm king of the castle? Mom yells from the other room, no you're not. This guy here, his title, where he comes from, he is the supreme master of his domain. He is the top predator.
Isn't
And
he
he is so
the
important.
same size as me?
He's a baby. This guy here is only almost 3 years old. His name's Scooter. He's pretty quick. That's why we gave him the name Scooter. He got loose one time. Now his mouth is taped because he has 80 teeth. You have about 20 right now. He's got 80 teeth. This animal here has the strongest bite of any land creature. His bite, for the same size crocodile, he's twice as strong as a crocodile. When he's full grown, he'll eat big turtles like they're popcorn. He is so powerful. He is such a powerful predator. When he eats, okay, he could be sitting in the lake somewhere. Now he could be up to 15 feet long. There's a branch that hangs over the lake where he is. There could be a bird sitting on that branch. This guy here could push his body several feet out of the water. When he's full grown, 1,000 pounds, he can actually reach the bird in the branch up this high. He'll bite the branch, and he'll bite the bird. And he's happy because now he's got a full belly of bird and branch. But when he bites that branch, he bites so hard, every time this guy eats, he knocks out a couple teeth. And that's okay, because he's got 80 of them, and they continue to grow back in his whole life. He'll go through upwards of 3,000 teeth in some 60, 80 years. He's so cool. His name is Scooter, and he's an American alligator. What do you think?
Where do you find him?
He is. He comes from the southeastern of the United States.
Are we going to touch it?
From from all the way out to Texas, all the way to Florida, upwards to North Carolina, and actually Virginia. So he covers a large area. But in Florida, where it's really hot, he thrives. Now, when the temperature gets down to 70 degrees, these guys stop eating.
Is that the desert?
No, he doesn't live in the desert at all. He lives in a nice swampy wet area. And he is so cool and powerful. And what he does is incredible because he is the top predator where he comes from. The only guy that's really the top predator of him is us. And unfortunately, in 1967, there wasn't a lot of these guys left. So remember I said our big, powerful brains, all the knowledge we have? Knowledge is power. The smartest lawyer is the most powerful lawyer. The smartest doctor is the most powerful doctor. This guy here is the most powerful, most intelligent reptile in the world. He can learn things. He can learn. So what happens is, this guy sits in his lake, wherever he is.
How old is he?
He's almost 3. He sits in his lake, and somebody comes down every day at 3 o'clock to feed ducks, throwing food in the water. This guy remembers somebody comes at 3 o'clock. What do you think he's going to do at 3 o'clock? Eat duck. He's going to, not just the ducks, the person that's feeding him. He's so smart. He's the smartest reptile in the world. He can remember that. And if you have a routine where you do that, he will actually strike out at you. He will know you'll be there. He is the smartest reptile in the world. His name is Scooter, once again, an American alligator. He is very upset right now.
Why is he upset?
Well, he doesn't really like having his mouth taped shut. He doesn't like coming out of his pool. I actually fell in the pool getting him this morning. We didn't have a good morning. You know, sometimes wake up more tired than other days. This guy wakes up grouchy. But he's pretty cool compared to a crocodile. Crocodiles are always next. These guys are tolerant of us. He will tolerate a lot of things from you. And he's actually a creature that somebody tried to keep as a pet. And in most states in the United States, it's illegal to have these as a pet. They're so dangerous. They get so big. So somebody tried to keep him as a pet. And the police came in, they confiscated it, and they asked us to adopt him and rescue him. So we bring him, we talk to people, we tell them about it. It's not a good pet at all. This guy's tail is almost half of his body length. It's all power. He could hurt someone, even at this size. If he were to actually clamp down on my hand, it would take 2 to 3 men to open that mouth. He's so powerful, he's so incredible, and he's so important in our world. Like I was saying before we got sidetracked, in 1967 there wasn't a lot of these guys left. So the smart creature we are, we save them. So we take good care of them. We need them. They're part of our world. If we didn't have all the animals, all the bugs, everything we have in our world, we wouldn't have the same world. If there were no bugs in our world, there would be no people. So there's a nice balance. This guy actually has to eat some things in his environment, and he's one of the few that can eat them. Nobody really messes with these guys. There's not a lot of them. They survive very well, and they're really important to us. His name is Scooter. What do you think? Nicholas, would you like to picture one? Sure.
What, Nick?
The yak chicken.
What is this?
An alligator meat tastes just like
When he's
chicken.
actually fully grown, are you going to return him to the wild? Or
Actually, for us in New Jersey, our permits we have now allows up to 4 feet. When this guy is really, really uptight, you'll see a show that you don't want to see. 4 feet is a lot to handle. There are people who bring in to New Jersey, for example, bigger ones, because they come from other states. Jersey's 4 feet. If we get a special permit, we can have bigger. There really is no need.
so what will you do when he actually...
He goes to a farm where they breed them. There's actually one right out in Pennsylvania. Everything gets used in an alligator, except the skin on the back. Everybody thinks that's the pretty skin. The bones grow into that. None of this gets used, but everything gets used on it. Some people even make necklaces out of the alligator teeth. Could you imagine that? But you don't want them. You don't want the alligator teeth necklace when it's still in the mouth, right? Because he has the most powerful what? Fight. He had his power, a full-grown alligator. The power, the crushing power is over 2,000 pounds pressure. Big giant turtles, this big, he eats them like they're M&Ms and popcorn. He is incredible, and he's a good dad for a little while. But then, a couple years down the road, he might eat the other alligators. He is incredible, and he's so
Joey has
important.
an alligator too.
Does he? Cool. You like them? Pretty dangerous though, don't you think? We're gonna put Scooter away.
Hey, Nicky,
What do you think?
Dad used to eat alligator.
Yeah? All
I'm
right.
gonna touch him.
Well, we can't touch him, you know why? You asked me that earlier, I told you to get back to you. He is actually so dangerous, it's illegal to touch this guy. So if I were to bring him around and actually show him to people, right? What happens is, oh, see, I can't touch him. Because what is that? What is this? It's a very dangerous creature. Remember, I have him only to educate people, okay? I don't bring him around, I don't let him loose. You know, sometimes people's dogs get loose, and sometimes they nip somebody. If you were to nip somebody, it would be devastating. So we want to be all about being careful, right? What do you think? Want to take a picture with him?
Not yet.
Alrighty. We're going to say goodbye to Scooter. Alright, here we go. Now I'm really hoping for the next animal, which is a little bigger, somebody's going to help me. What do you think, guys? Can we do that? Okay. Now, were there animals that you were afraid of or weren't afraid of? I mean, are we going to be able to handle this with me? This is really important. We can't say I'm going to do it.
Danny's strong.
Alright.
Is that the orangutan that escaped?
Is that this isn't very common. You don't see these often, okay? This is a two-headed snake.
It's a stuffed animal.
Anaconda.
No, not an anaconda.
Monty Python.
All right. Now here's what I need.
Excuse me.
I need people to help me hold her. You stand up? Okay. I'm gonna hold her head, right? I need 5 or 6 or so. Can you grab that tail? I need help. Can you grab that tail? Okay. See this right here? See the constricting part? We can't have that. I need help, guys. Can you undo that?
That's you.
Can you undo that? So they can help.
Hey, Barbara, we can get your boots out of this guy.
Now, what happens if she wraps around you?
Wow.
Okay. Can you do me a favor? Can you come over on this side? We're going to turn around by everybody. Okay, here we go. Guys, we're going to turn this way. Now, guys, this isn't a garter snake. It's not a milk snake. Sweetheart, can you come over here?
Lexi, come on, it doesn't
Lexi,
bite.
can you stand in between these two guys?
Come on, Lexi, it doesn't bite.
Right. This snake here,
Thomas, you're old.
this snake here comes from Southeast Asia. It's a big
Embarrassed to
snake.
say you're my
Oh my gosh,
grandson.
he needs help there. Can you help him unravel that tail? There you go. Now, can you guys move back and look at the camera?
Wow.
Now, this is, guys, this is a Burmese python. This girl here, her name is really cool too. You see all the patches on her? Her name is Patches. She is so cool.
My dad
She is so
calls me
pretty.
that.
Does he? It's a cool name. Now, this snake here is about 10.5 feet long. Do you know how big she'll get? Almost 30.
Whoa.
It could, but you know what? We're not going to allow that. Oh my gosh. So, once again, does anybody remember what kind of snake this is? Burmese python. Some of the biggest snakes in the world. When this snake is full grown, she'll be about 250 pounds. She is awesome. And guess what?
Wow, this is all
She already has a health problem. You see her eyes? She has cataracts, so she doesn't see well. And if you notice, she keeps trying to pull her head away from me. She doesn't see well, and she gets scared. Now, Lexi, do you remember what she's doing with her tongue when she sticks her tongue out? She's
tries to scare
smelling. And why does a snake hiss? Do you remember?
to scare somebody away.
To scare other animals, other predators, other things away.
It's big and heavy.
Right now, she floats from 50, right around 50, 55, depending on how recently she's eaten.
She wouldn't in my
She did recently get over a respiratory infection, so she's probably down to like 44, 45 right now.
Dad, look how big this is.
Yeah. How huge.
47.
Whoa. Okay. Now, guys, another picture that's really cool. Oh my gosh. We can't allow that. That's illegal. This is a constrictor, remember, guys? Now, here's the picture you want. Can you push Patches up over your head?
Hey, Lexi.
There we go. There we go. All right. Now, you're not going to look at the camera and say cheese. You're going to look at the camera and you're going to say Patches. Don't even look at the camera. All right. Is she getting too heavy?
Yes.
All right. I'm going to take her. Hey, Mom. Mom, can you come over here, Mom?
Yeah, Mommy, let's go. Come on, get out of the chair. Get out of the chair, Mom. Get out of the chair.
They don't call them boas for nothing.
Now I'm going to put her over your shoulder.
Whoa.
Your
Yeah.
right hand, you're going to
Can I
reach
do it
down
for
and
you, Mom?
under.
Can I do it for you?
Down and
Mom,
under.
can I do it
Grab
for
the
you?
tail.
There's something wrong with
Right
your
here.
car.
There you go. There we go.
What's wrong with you?
There we go. Now, you're going to grab onto her body. Okay. Once again, tell her what kind of snake it is. A constrictor. Tell her to be careful.
Be careful, Mommy.
Thanks, Dad. He is heavy.
Who weighs more, him or John?
He's gonna eat you.
Tell her-
I'm faster than you.
What's
You
that
want to put your other sister, see if they'll do it.
You do? You do?
She'll be wonderful.
How much can I
Tom?
It's really scary.
Tommy, remember, when she's full grown, she'll be about 25, 30 feet almost, and she'll be over 200 pounds.
Tom,
maybe
that's
300
bigger
pounds.
than you.
Oh.
That's bigger than me. I'm
That's bigger than
195.
the diving board. That's bigger than that.
And what we do right now at this point, because this is towards the end of the program, we have one more surprise for you guys. But right now, we do this. We want to see how long Mom can hold the big snake. What do you think?
Oh yeah. Mom, the tail is gonna be like that. Perfect. Perfect.
I'm just going to reach out. I'm not going to grab you. I'm going to snake.
Yeah, okay.
Okay. All right.
Yay!
All right, guys.
Good job, Mom.
The biggest problem with Patches doesn't like to get put away. So I need help, if possible. You guys mind helping me?
Yeah.
You grab the blue box?
Let's go.
Quietly, look there, quietly.
Yeah, don't let this little while you may chop her up.
Oh, yep, it's that one. Bring it over.
Bring it over. 1, 2, 3.
Now I need you to take the tail. Okay, now we've got to put her away backwards. She doesn't like to go away. And you got to distract her. So can you like beep like the school bus or something? Louder. She needs it loud. Wait, stop. Don't put any kids in the box, okay? All right, here we go.
Lexi, you want to go home with Patches?
Now who's going to sleep with Patches?
What?
The two-headed snake. All right.
This is awesome. He's big, huge. Does he play with him a lot?
She's going to get bigger too.
What, the two-headed snake?
Okay.
Any more animals?
No, I have another surprise. You know what we're going to do now? First, we're going to lock her back up. Is that okay?
Lexi, I sent you a picture with the snake to Aunt Jenna. Now, guys and girls, when Mommy asks you to come in the house and wash your hands, why does she ask you to wash your hands? Do you remember? What's on them? And Ellie's got to wash her whole body.
Germs, right? So now, what you do is we actually Purell your hands. Okay? But as soon as we do our hands, but we're gonna let them there and tuck it in. Well, did you hear what he was just asking about? Salmonella. There's always a chance.
You went to high school with salmonella.
We can get germs from animals. We can get germs from our dogs, right? Cats, anything. So to be careful, Mom says, you know, you're done brushing the dog, wash your hands, right? We're done touching the animals. We're going to do our hands. So you're going to do your hands like mine. Watch. I want you guys to take the Purell. Now, I don't want your hands up here because see it splashing? That could land in somebody's eyes. So your hand's going to be low. You're going to interlock all your fingers. You're going to interlock them backwards. You're going to interlock both of them backwards. You're going to do the bracelet. And you're going to do this until your hands are dry so you can hold the surprise, okay? Sounds good? Can we do that? Can you guys stand on the blanket so that it doesn't get on the floor?
Thomas is...
Here we go.
Thomas, just take out your own Purell. Don't you have it in your pocket?
Keep your hands low, please. Joe? Okay. Keep going until they're dry. Keep going until they're dry.
I'm going to do
Gee, don't have that all with this?
Not snake.
Just cat. Just cat. Huh?
I have the snake one.
Okay. Now
There we
guys,
go.
as you're drying up your hands, I need to ask you some questions.
Yeah.
Does anybody know what Pokemon is?
Yeah.
What's Pokemon? I need a real good description. What's Pokemon?
It's like cards and
Like a trading card game? There's attack points and defense points? Well, we got a Pokemon card game about animals.
Pokemon.
Okay?
Pokemon.
And these here are for all your friends that came. We have a whole pack with instructions that you can work with Mom and Dad for you. Now, in order for you guys to get a card from me, you got to answer some good questions. Okay? How old am I?
51.
Wrong.
20.
Not wrong.
56.
How old are you? Here you go.
You're 10?
He said he was 10. I asked him how old he was.
You weren't listening.
Okay. What color's your shirt?
Purple.
Yellow.
So is that snake.
Yes.
Okay, let's see.
Popcorn.
What you think of that turtle?
Look at that. It's a popcorn.
Pretty cool, right? Let me see. What about that snake? Do you remember what I said that snake was? A milk snake, and his name, her name was 2%. 2%. Okay, let's see. Let's see. Do you know any frogs that are cool? What about Jeremiah?
He's a bullfrog.
What's that?
A potato?
Oh, no, he's not a potato frog. But what about this guy? That's Sherbert.
That's cool claw.
It's for you, buddy.
So winner.
What's your name? Thomas got it right. Okay. there you go. Now, this here is one of my favorite creatures right here. I didn't bring him today because he's sick. He's a giant millipede. He's 14 inches long. And he exudes cyanide poisoning right through his exoskeleton onto your hand.
What's his name?
Sorry. They're keeping in that little.
Let's see. Cats. What about that guy? What about that
The
guy?
Yankee Mets.
Yankees. Mom, do you want a card, Mom?
What do you have, 18 cents?
Tom got two.
Did he?
I got two.
How about you?
Yeah.
Did you get two?
No, we're 15 more, right?
Did she? Oh my gosh. Guys and girls, it was great to be here. You were a pleasure. Nicholas, Danny, Tommy.
Yeah.
Yo.
Get a round of applause, guys.
Excellent. Thank you. Very, very great. Thank you. Very cooperative. It was a pleasure to be here. Thank you.